down and whatever, and then he'll let Don know what your name is before he comes out the bathroom. I was like, all right, cool. I sit down on the bench, and I'm like, somebody's gonna fucking catch me. Someone's gonna know that the band has left 20 minutes ago. The jig is up. The fucking curtain has been open.
It's later, I think.
I had about 10 minutes to myself where I'm like, I gotta come up with, all the questions that you would want to ask Patrice if he was alive comes to you in isolation. When you're alone, when you're listening, when you're in the car and you're like, if I could remember these fucking when I'm there in the moment, I can't remember a single fucking thing I've wanted to ask him. Of all the videos I've seen of him, of everything I felt,
You're just
I'm like,
a fan now.
Yeah, now I'm just like, oh, don't tell me I'm gonna say the same corny shit that everybody says, like, hey Don, I'm a big fan, and blah 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 blah. I wanted to say something to him to make him look at
stand
me.
out.
You kind of stand out. You
I'm
want to
different,
stand
Don,
out.
I'm
Please let me be on your tour with you. Let me
like the
get a
rest.
little
Come
Don
on in.
Rickles juice out of this.
Yeah.
Let me get a taste of greatness. And I had all these questions I had planned out in my head. And I don't know why I didn't think about doing this. I didn't fucking record it. I didn't, which I know I would have done now. I would have recorded the conversation so I could play it back and just listen to whatever gems he told me. And so I'm sitting there, and the guy is standing. He's standing like, Mr. Don't fuck with me guy. Yeah, Mr. Intimidation. Don't come to this bathroom. And I'm sitting at the bench next to the bathroom. And after about 5-6 minutes or so, he kind of looks at me and he's like, so who are you with? and I go, just like on the drop of a hat.
Band, baby.
I go on with the Symphony Harmony group. I got my my teacher here. We're part of like the youth choir, and we
came up with a
come
name.
here.
He's a
I'm
criminal.
saying
He's a
every
criminal,
single
man.
type of music.
criminal.
If he was really
Got a lot
paying
of
attention,
skis.
he'd be like, wait a minute.
You criminal
You
minded.
do
man.
gospel, you rock, you do pop. What instrument do you play? So anyway, so I go, yeah. I'm with so and so group. I got my supervisor thing on the phone, and I had actually taken my mom's name and removed the name Mom in case I had to call her and be like, yeah, I'll just call her right now and be like, hey, Miss Crawford, could you let this gentleman know that you guys left and that I'm fuck, I'm fucking everything up now.
Yeah, is it good?
told
Approve
him-
this little meeting for me and Don.
I told him
Rickles.
that I told him like, if you want, I can let you speak with the field trip supervisor, and she can let you know that
You said field trip.
field trip.
I would have been like, get
supervisor-
your little ass out. But like,
I don't know what I said. It was something band,
something- yeah, it was
band
something like that.
conductor. I made it seem like I was a young kid that was part of a school program that allowed people who were good at playing instruments to come and play. Something that wasn't so verifiable, because otherwise, if I was like, I'm with the normal band, he'd be like, the normal band is all old, 75-year-old guys. What are you talking about? You're not. What the fuck? You look like you're 18. So I tried to come up with something that could maybe make sense if he didn't give a shit. And luckily, he didn't give a shit enough to pry too much.
Was it a lot of people, or was it just kind of
In the backstage, there was people at the stage that were still packing up their shit. But where I was, there was like the group, like the girls who used to be groupies in the 70s that are now somebody's wife.
Hey, Don.
still taken care of.
70s were crazy, Don.
They're on someone's payroll, but they're over there and they're hanging out. So the ladies are over there hanging out. The band is packing up. The manager is doing managerial shit. And Don is in the bathroom doing whatever he's doing. And the guy who's standing there is like, he acted like he was getting ready to follow up with what I'm saying to confirm. And I try to distract him. I'm like, so Don's in a good mood. I don't want to take up too much of his time, to try and get his mind off of finding out if I'm lying. And he goes, well, the guy is 90. He takes a long time to get changed. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be in and out, real quick. I just want him. He's a big fan of mine. And the guy was like, oh yeah, what do you like about him? And I was like, what the fuck do you care for? What do you think? I'm here to kill him or something?
Yeah, try to get the backstory.
I'm like,
Looking
well,
a little
I,
shifty,
Some
sir.
references, man.
You're looking a little shifty, sir.
I was thinking maybe he was trying to get me to make a break in my last statement, because if I said something like, I'm a big comedy fan, I do comedy. At the time, I was doing
trying to
comedy.
catch you.
He'd be like, wait a minute, so you do comedy and you
you in
do
the
music?
band, huh?
What do you mean by that? So I felt that immediately, and I was like, I'm just a big fan of, that era, and I just want to get a piece of that. And he goes like, okay, all right. And as he was kind of saying the formality, like the pleasantries of while waiting, the door opens up, like straight up. It was like a light was shining out of the fucking bathroom, and I think somebody had just given him a golden shower. The light was shining out of the bathroom, and out comes Don, and it was kind of
Climatic.
anticlimactic. Is that somebody was wheeling him out in a wheelchair, but you still felt like
it's still Don Rickles.
that's when reality sunk in, and you're like, okay, he's an
old
old
racist
man
motherfucker.
coming out of here. This is not Don
You
Rickles
shitted
coming
on
out.
somebody in
This
this
is an
bathroom,
old man
huh?
being wheeled out of a fucking bathroom that he had to. I realized all the waiting and impatience that I had and worry was directed towards a man who was literally taking forever to put his pants on, and I was like, you know what, that actually made me more relaxed, because it gave off the vibe that what,
he's
this
human.
He's human.
He's human.
This is a down to earth individual.
Yeah.
I got to approach him with
Down,
the right.
he's in his wheelchair. He's closer to Earth.
I got to approach him with the right respect that he
Physics,
needs.
man.
So
y'all
the-
gonna get there.
the guy, the helper, wheels him up next to me, and the guy leaned into his ear and he was like, "This is so and so, blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And Don was listening. Okay, oh yeah, sure. You bring him over here. I go up to him. I go, "Hey Don, I'm a big fan." Even though I didn't want to say shit like that.
Yeah.
there's nothing else
The cliche shit.
And the cliche shit, you got, because you don't know what else to do in the moment.
Universal truth. Everybody's happy.
You know what? But you know what? Knowing that, I knew he would be open to what I had to say. So that is a universal truth.
True shit.
If I went up to him like, "Hey, Don, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, what the fuck
are you
you
doing in
doing
a
so
fucking
long?"
wheelchair?" He'd be like, "Get this
Yeah.
clown out of here."
But he might have been like, who the fuck is this? I like this guy.
I did.
You did?
I did. The first thing that I said though was, "Hey Don, my name's Sami. I'm a big fan. I'm a comedy fan also. But Don, I'm not gonna lie. I was watching the routine. It was a little weak."
Ooh.
And he looked at me, and like his boy, like his manager, looked at him to see if it was okay. And Don went like this. I don't know if it was out of awkwardness or
You'd be like, "You right."
uncomfortableness,
You
but
right.
he was like, "You really are a fan, aren't you?" But then he started asking me all kinds of questions. He was like, "So are you in school? Where do you live? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a?" And I was actually a little disappointed that he's not roasting me immediately off the bat. And I asked him a few questions like, "So if you were to do comedy today, my age, you think you would be who you are now at your age, like 80 years from now? Do you think you would be?" And he was like, "Well, the climate today nowadays is," with his facial expression.
man.
He gave me that, and I go, "What gave you the energy to keep doing comedy when you kept getting
Banned and all kinds
yeah,
of shit.
when you kept getting rejected?" And he goes, "I needed money. I needed to make money, and this, that, and the other." And he was saying some things that was very sincere. I was waiting for that one fucking punchline where he hits me with something.
And then leave you with the walk off.
And no. But he did though. He did. I go. All right. Well, Don, it was a pleasure meeting you. Can we get a picture first? And so I gave him a hug. Aw, he's such a little old man. I gave him a hug. I know, right? I put him to like a.
Got him in a vulnerable state, man. Coming out the bathroom.
Hey,
with a
Don
wheelchair.
Rickles
Dude,
was a G though,
I had to
man.
give him a hug.
He was a G.
I gave him a hug, and I was like, "But Don, I think it's time for you to be put in a home." And the managers around him was like, "Oh, Don, you gonna let him get away with that?" And he goes, "Okay, can somebody call immigration, please?" And I was like, "Yes!" He said
That's
something,
the
yes.
Don Rickles.
And I went right back though, Eugene. I went right back at him when he said, "Can someone call immigration?" I went, "Here's the phone."
Yo.
And when I did that, he was like, "You should keep doing comedy if that's what you're doing." And I was like, "Nah, it's all you,
Gotta
Don.
be
You're
quick,
the
yeah.
king. You're the legend. Let's just get this picture out the way."
Like, Don, this is an iPhone. I don't know if you know how to use this shit. Ain't no rotaries on this.
No, I didn't want to try and upstage him,
Yeah,
but he
you gotta
hit
let
me
him
with
leave
that.
off that, yeah.
He hit me with that, and my first it just entered my mind. I got to be like, "Okay, Don, here's the phone." And I think
me, you know.
I think I got everything I wanted out of that exchange, which was just a little bit of respect from the great himself, which is funny because why do we feel like we got to earn the respect of somebody that we look up to? Why can't I just meet him and be a
It
complete
proves you're
fan?
on a level.
It
You're on
does.
some
It
type
does
of
make
level.
me feel more validated in who I believe I am, and my funniness, and my charisma, and my whatever. If I can get somebody as great as Don Rickles in my head, as great as Don Rickles to
To recognize
respond
it, yeah.
to respond to what I have to say, that shit will push you through a lifetime of rejection, dude. That shit will push you through a lifetime of obstacles and challenges where you be like, man, what the fuck? Nothing is going my way. If you remind yourself, you know what, at one point I got a stamp of approval from one of my idols.
yeah.
Fuck how I feel right now.
That'll
It's gonna
take
be
you-
a
that'll
different
take
way
you to
I
a
feel
different place.
tomorrow.
Resource you drop.
That'll get you away from the dumpsters.
Man, it's
Hey,
going
man, I
from
think
sunset
I
to
think we should
night.
leave it on that, man.
Yeah, man.
You want to end it on that?
I
Okay.
think we can end it on that, man.
Well, this has been another
good, man. It was
Backyard Boonies episode.
Yeah, man.
I
This
have
is some good shit, though, man.
I have
First
to
of
give-
many, man. The first of
Yeah,
many.
this is
I
some good shit.
have to give thanks to Eugene and him bringing us out here. And I'm
You
very
know.
happy I drove out here to spend it with these two degenerates
Yes, sir.
at this,
Yes,
at
sir.
this
Yes,
backyard.
sir.
I mean, what better place to have a real conversation
location.
than at
Yeah,
a
man.
real place? We can't be
We in
sitting
a
in
real-
no
yeah,
damn
man. It's
throne,
No
all
lights. It's
pretentious.
reality, man.
Exactly.
We ain't got no lights up, man. We got the light we got. That's what it is.
Everybody
man.
at home, get ready to feel vulnerable, man. It's okay. Don't be afraid
yeah.
getting vulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay, man.
Just remember Don Rickles in the shitter, man. we
got
all
caught
gotta,
too.
we
He
all
got
gotta
caught
come
too.
out
We
sometimes.
all get caught
man.
slipping every once in a
We all
while.
gotta come out sometimes, man. How you want to end it all, Matthew?
Hey, man. Peace.
That's it.
Peace.
To the next time.
One
man.
sentiment out, all the
We out.
people out there,